Welcome to Fast Politics. George Conway sitting in my apartment. Hello.
Yeah, this solves the problem of shitty internet access.
So today is one of the many, it's not the first Epstein drop day.
It's a kind of a big one.
It's a humongous one, though.
You know?
And this, just a tranche of emails after emails after emails after emails.
I only saw the first 3 because I was busy at meetings. Were there more?
There are, like, Trump knew about all of this emails.
Well, my favorite email was the one I first saw this morning. I mean, not favorite, but it's like the one that sort of like, it was like a smoking gun. The closest thing to a smoking gun without pictures, although there were, I did see an email later talking about there are pictures.
Yeah.
Was the one that said, Trump is the dog that didn't bite. Because basically he had not been the subject of the investigation, and then Epstein is saying,
right, didn't bark.
Talking about didn't bite, bark. Okay, sorry.
He's like, I do not bite.
So, and that says it to Ghislaine Maxwell. Basically, but he was in my house with so and so. It turns out to be Virginia Giuffre, maybe?
Yeah, it's got to be Virginia.
We don't know. But one of the young girls.
Because it says, and they got her from Mar-a-Lago, which is Virginia Giuffre.
Just only her.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, that's what it implies that that's who they're talking
anyway,
about. Yeah.
He was alone. He was in Epstein's house with a girl.
Yeah.
Name redacted. And then Ghislaine says, yeah, I was thinking about that too.
Yeah.
And, I mean, come on. Were they there talking about tariffs?
They were not talking about tariffs. I do not think they were talking about tariffs.
I don't think so.
I do not think this was about tariffs.
I gotta say, I mean, this is like this. I said this morning that this is like, remember how Ben Bradley, the man who used to be the managing editor or something of the Washington Post back in the day in the Watergate days, he would always tell his reporters, we need holy shit stories, the stories that make you read and open the paper and say, holy shit. This is a holy shit story of a different sort. This is a holy shit times 1,000 story, but it's also not surprising.
No. Exactly.
Because we know who Donald Trump is, and this is who he is. And the only reason why it's a holy shit story is because,
for years,
tens of millions of Americans have gone twice. Well, okay, I did it first time. I'm sorry. But we did this and pretend that we can't hear anything about him, and they're in complete denial, and they pretend everything is not real, and they only turn on news sources that don't tell them bad things about Donald Trump. But it's not surprising at all. It's only surprising if you've been doing that. And, I think they're probably going to still be doing that. That's the real question. Are people really going to pay attention who have been in denial about Trump and have this cognitive dissonance about Trump? And I don't know. I mean,
the thing that gets me about these emails is, first of all, Trump knows he's in them, right? He must have known.
And Pam Bond.
Right.
And what's his face? Todd Blanche. Right. His lawyer.
Everybody knows he's in them because the FBI went through them. But even before that,
well, this is a separate. This was subpoenaed directly from the estate, but it was assumed that the government had this. Right,
and the government, we know from that reporting that the FBI went through with 1,000 guys redacting Trump's name,
looking for this.
Right. So even before this, like, Trump and Bondi were like, we're going to release the Epstein files. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. How do you have that level of cognitive dissonance? Like, where you're like, I hung out with this guy. He was my best friend for a decade. Release the files. Like,
Donald Trump doesn't think very well. And he doesn't. He's very good thinking in the moment.
Right.
But he's not really good about actions and consequences, which is why he's a criminal.
Right.
A convicted criminal, in fact, and an adjudicated digital rapist. Mm-hmm. He's just one of these people whose psychological growth stopped at age 3, 4, or 5.
Right.
And he just, and he doesn't understand that his actions can cause negative consequences to himself. If he does these things and negative consequences occur to him, he doesn't blame himself. He blames you, him, her, these other people.
Right. And
says that, everybody else does this, so I can lie about it because everybody else lies about it. And he says that, in his head. It's, of course, he didn't think this through.
Right. But what about Bondi? Like Pam Bondi, she had all those influencers come to the White House. She gave them binders.
I mean, I hate to say this about the Attorney General of the United States, but it just may be that Pam Bondi is a moron. Could be. I mean, I don't want to go out on a limb here.
This morning, I was reading the Kash Patel private jet story from the Washington Post, which is about Kash Patel using the FBI jet basically as, just living it up and also ruining investigations and tweeting about them. And,
he tweets about investigations, saying we are investigating this, and then the people skip the country because they say, hey, wait, that's us.
Yeah. So, I mean,
you got to arrest them first. I don't know. I'm not a cop, and I've never been FBI, but it's like normally before you start talking about the people who you're investigating and you're about to arrest them, you arrest them first. Don't you think?
It's funny because it's like, I want to pull back for a second because you and I have been through this fucking administration. We have been through it together for the last 8 years. We've been friends.
And tens of millions of Americans, including all of you.
Yes, but especially us, though, because we've really been through it.
Yes,
do you think, I think something's happened over the last couple of weeks where it's gone from, maybe not the last couple of weeks, but yeah, I think since the election, it's gone from this is all really scary and we're going to end up in an autocracy to, oh, it's Trump. Well, the incompetence is back.
The incompetence is back. And also people are learning that they are not alone in fighting back.
Yeah.
And they learned that from the No Kings events, and they learned that from the election results. And that's why even I, who how I am. I'm not the most pessimistic person in the world, but I've been saying it's always going to get worse before it gets better. Even I, there's a skip in my step. But the thing is, it will still get worse before it gets better because this does not remove him from office.
No.
Even though we have people like Boebert and Mace voting for this, and Marjorie Taylor Greene signing this discharge petition, which now is 218. Is that 218? Once this congresswoman, I think she got sworn in today, right?
But it dies in the Senate. I mean, the thing is,
the point is, yes, it makes them vote, and it shows that there are cracks in the facade. But it's not gonna be the do all and end all, and we're still stuck with him for the duration.
Yes.
And do you ever see the movie Wag the Dog?
Yes. I love that movie.
Yes.
We're in there,
Yes. And Venezuela, we have an
Venezuelan fishermen.
The thing that always happens with these narcissistic psychopaths who get in positions of power and then inevitably get themselves in trouble. They told him, so, mein Führer, don't invade Russia. And he did it anyway. And it didn't work out so well. They get themselves into deep shit. And the problem is they ultimately blow themselves up. I've said this probably on your podcast 50 times. They blow themselves up. And the problem is the blast radius. Are we going to be within the blast radius? And this is, he's done so much damage in just a few months. The blast radius is already large. And as he becomes more desperate, it's going to get worse, and we have to prepare ourselves, and we really need to stand up more. And not cave like eight people did in
the Democratic
United States
Senate leadership.
Yes.
Chuck, we're talking to you.
Chuck
voted no, but the point is they should have kept the government. If you're going to shut down the government, keep it shut down.
You must have made him really mad the other day. Tell him what you did.
Listen, all I'm going to say is let's just talk about where Trump is right now, okay? So he's in his house, eating McDonald's, watching Fox News, throwing ketchup on the wall. What happens now?
The odor in there has got to be terrible.
What happens now? He's 79. He is desperately clinging to power. Do you think it's just weeks of distraction now?
I think he's going to go on the attack somehow. He's going to say the emails were fake. He's going to say there's nothing in there that implicates me. He's going to say that just ask Ghislaine Maxwell. No, don't do that. He's going to say there is going to be no logic to anything he does. And the answer is the things that he will spout out as usual. It'll be like, the game Twister where you spin the thing. Like one day he's going to say this. The next day he'll say the one on the yellow piece of the pie, and it's going to be completely the opposite of what he said the other day.
Yeah.
None of it's going to be consistent, and it's all just going to be a bunch of noise, and he's going to blow a few things up.
Yeah.
Which may be Portland or it may be Caracas.
Right. And it is really, we really have handed over the nuclear codes to a complete lunatic.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. For the second time. Yes.
For the second time.
Yes. And he's talking about the news like, I have these great nuclear weapons. I want to test one on him.
Yeah. It's not good.
No.
I wonder if we could just talk for a minute about how how you chip away at the base. So there was this very good polling that just came out that shows the Republican, he's being blamed for the economy.
Yes.
Because he's president.
He's president. And what that's the thing about being president is presidents have less impact on the economy than people assume they do.
Right.
And so, but the problem is people assume that presidents have everything to do with the economy, and therefore you get blamed if inflation goes up like a blip, like Biden, or if it goes up a lot, or it doesn't, or something doesn't happen perfectly, it's your fault. Even if you can trace it back to something that your predecessor did, or you can trace it to something that the Saudis did with oil, or you can trace it to some external war.
Right.
But the point about it is Trump always takes credit for things that he's not entitled to take credit for. And he says that he is the man who controls everything and is the do-all and end-all and the brilliant thing. And he's been talking about how wonderful his tariffs are, and it's me. I take credit for everything. So, of course, he's going to get blamed. And this time, actually, he's having more of an impact on the economy than any other president because he's doing fucked up things.
Because of the tariffs.
The tariffs, yes.
What do you think? I wonder, with the tariffs, it's clearly a Donald Trump fantasy. He always thought that this was the way. I mean,
I can't figure out the tariffs thing, honestly. I think what he liked, I think he does have some quarter-baked idea that tariffs represent strength and they're good historically, which is complete and utter bullshit. Any historian, any economist, any economic historian, anybody with any common sense who thinks it through for 10 minutes and knows anything about the laws of supply and demand would think so too. But I think the thing he loves about tariffs is it makes him feel powerful. I can jack them up, and people come saying, "Mr. President, we want to, please don't do that to us. We are at your mercy." And then he can lower them again and raise them again. And that's part of what you've been seeing with this, the tariffs up, down, on, off. On any given day, he's up and it's like, we have the greatest trade deal. What trade deal? It doesn't exist.
Right.
He loves the power of being able to do something with his fucking Sharpie that makes people squirm and come to him. And it's just like this is like pardons.
Right.
He loves pardons because he gets to write on a piece of paper. It doesn't matter who they are. It makes him feel powerful, and people have to come and supplicate to him.
I think that's right. And I mean, it's so funny because it's like so much of Trump is from this 1980s that I grew up in New York. Mm-hmm. And so much of it is like he's the big man with the big family real estate business.
Yeah.
Doling out to the kids, right?
Yes.
Like you do, as someone who had like a grandfather who was wealthy and who like did stuff like that, it feels very familiar.
It's like...
it's the mob.
You come to me and you ask me for a favor. When have you ever come and come to my house in friendship?
So there is that
Godfather.
It's the mafia thing, but it's also the rich parent doling out the cash.
Yes, it's the right.
It's
but
the control.
He doesn't dole much out.
But he's doing
Unless
it.
you're a porn star.
And even then, the thing about when I think about the food stamps, like this administration was fighting with the courts about the food stamps and sending out food stamps during the shutdown. Now, the governor of Wisconsin, Tony Ivers, he ended up filling the ETF cards, right? He filled the food stamp cards. EBT. Some of these Democratic governors. You don't
go in a lot of bodegas, do you?
I don't go anywhere. All I do is sit at my desk and I'm a podcast slave.
Okay, all right.
But there have been Democratic governors. But like the idea that here's Donald Trump, his administration is fighting. It's not his money. It's taxpayer dollars.
You think Donald Trump separates the fisc, the public fisc, with his fisc or his powers with the government's powers, or his White House with the people's house? everything belongs to Donald. Donald is his. These are my generals. This is my East Wing that I get to demolish to build my ballroom
for 999 people.
Me.
Do you think there will be more George Conways, more people who are smart and can't take it, or do you think it's over that period of people decamping?
Look, I don't think they're going to be like me. Okay,
Right.
Like we're basically I've gotten to the point where I just don't have
Democrat.
any more F's to give. Well, they call me a Democrat. I might as well just do it because there's only one political party in this country, and the other one's just a crazy cult.
Right.
So, but we'll get to that. We first got to know each other, what, in 2018 or 2019, when I had been off the reservation and I was kind of lobbing shit out there and people were saying, why? You know why I did that?
Why?
Because I thought if I showed that I could do it with my now ex-wife in the fucking White House, people would just say, yeah, I've fed up too. I can do it too. It's like, and guess what? I mean, I had a few people do it. I formed this group of checks and balances that became the side of the rule of law, some wonderful, great lawyers, a lot of them from the Reagan administration. But by and large, my effort to persuade people by going out there and saying, look, it's nothing bad will happen to you if you say this, was a complete and utter failure.
Well, it wasn't a complete and utter failure, but I know you feel that way.
I feel like I haven't done enough. I want to do more. I don't know what, I've been trying to figure out what to do.
I wonder what's next for you. Well, we will find out. I hope you'll come back to tell us if you end up having a big thing you want to announce somewhere.
You're just trying to push that idea. You're trying to push on me.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm just saying that if there were an announcement that one would want to make, this would be a good place to do it, especially because Leonidas would like it.
I'm not there yet.
George Conway, will you come back?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.